episode of Beyond the Yard. I am your host, Derrick Destroyer, and Merry Christmas to everybody that's listening to this. If you are not with your friends and families, just let you know that there are people around the world that are there for you. Now, let's get on to this episode of Beyond the Yard. And I can't believe we're doing it on Christmas, and hopefully it's on Christmas. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties. Man, I just botched right there. But anyways, this episode we have a guest that I don't think I thought I was gonna ever have in the show, and I'm just excited to bring him out right now. Now, you might have seen him in MEBW, you might have seen his workout videos, and just to let you know, this man has been a new man ever since the years has passed, especially 2020, because 2020 is a year that changed all of us, especially for James Fury. Now, James Fury, he has traveled to Iowa to do some shows, traveled to North Carolina and New Jersey, and he might be the next big thing in professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Fury.
Hello.
How we doing, my man?
I'm doing great, better than ever, man. How about you?
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm just glad to be back and be on the yard. I just like doing these talk shows, even though it's not like an actual talk show, but if I have a chance to talk to anybody, man, that's just great right there.
Yeah, it is great, man.
Yeah? How's your 2021?
My 2021's been, it has ups and downs for real, man.
Right.
But overall though, it is good, and I'm looking forward to going into 2022 a new person.
Right. I mean, I respect that too, because I could guarantee that other people could agree with you. They want to walk in 2022 as a new person. Maybe not as a new person, but with better as how they entered in 2021. Maybe they didn't have a good year, but hopefully they could have a better year next year.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
All right, James Ferry, are you ready for the upcoming questions that I'm about to give to you?
Yep, I am ready.
All right, here we go. The first question: what got you into wrestling?
What got me into wrestling? Well, let's see. So back when I would say when I was like 9 or 10 years old, like just out of nowhere, just I was watching this on a box TV, and at first it was like criminal law, something like that. No, law and order. I said
Okay.
criminal.
Okay.
It was Law and Order, and then out of nowhere the channels changed, and then it was SmackDown, and it was Randy Orton versus Great Khali. It was like 2012. I think I was 9 or 10. I forgot what age I was, but all I know
Right.
is I believe it was 2012, and it was Randy Orton versus Great Khali. And then once I watched that, I'm like, I am now a fan of wrestling. Like I knew since that day that's what I wanted to do. And then I watched like every episode of SmackDown, and then I think the intro back there was like some damn. I
I
forgot
know,
the
like the intro
2012
hits.
intro.
You know, like the intro hits. Like even though at the time when we were watching it, it wasn't that great. But remember it back now, it just has a different feeling now. You know,
Yeah, back then, back in the days, I like the intros back in the days because it just nostalgic.
for real. Especially Nickelback when he sings I forgot the song "Burning to the Ground" for Raw.
Yeah, it's all good. But other than that, to sum it up for real,
Uh
after I started watching that, I wanted to do like my own like backyard wrestling federation in my backyard and just have
huh.
fun with that. But little do people know though, my dream wasn't always to be a pro wrestler. Like, yeah, it was, but I kind of lost hope throughout time and time. And
Like you.
my
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and then I wanted to be a therapist instead of a pro wrestler. But that changed, obviously. That only changed. That changed because MBW made me more serious about wrestling,
Right.
and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be a pro wrestler and I'm gonna make it big. That's what got me into wrestling.
That's good. Maybe if you wanted to be a therapist, maybe that could have been your gimmick. Two for the price of one.
Hell, no, I'm
I'm
good.
just kidding. I don't think that's ever a gimmick. Even if it was, I don't think it could be pulled off unless you could actually pull it off.
Yeah, man, it's not for everybody for real.
Right. No, but the match that you're talking about, Randy Orton versus Great Khali, it was indeed SmackDown, August 12th, 2011.
2011.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
wait, more. Oh, that's been more than 10 years. More than 10 years.
hey. That's crazy. I was watching that in 2011, not 2012.
How do you
That's
feel about
crazy.
that?
That I didn't even know that's actually something nice to know. 10 years ago, man. That's
Right,
crazy.
right. No, but so tell me more about your MEBW career, like especially your early times.
My early times, I was very, very green, as in like I was just wasn't good at what I was doing. I botched a
Mm-hmm.
lot, messed up a lot, and I was very, very hard on myself about a lot of things. Like if I had a bad match, I was hard on myself about it, and I was hard on myself about matches up until I mean to this day. I feel like I still am. Like I have to have the picture perfect, at least decent match for me to be pleased. For me when I'm having matches, it's hard for me to please myself sometimes because if it might be a good match to others, but then to me, I'm just like, man, this match ain't all that. I'm just like, but I would never tell nobody that. I just be like in my head, like, this match ain't all that. But my next match, I'm gonna do better. That's my mentality. If I had a bad match, in my opinion, not others' opinion,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna make it my mission to go into the next match and make sure it's a great match. Like but my experience overall at FW was good up until the end. Things happened, and then
Right.
I got fired from the company, and I took that as a shot at redemption, at a shot at reinventing myself, my character. And at that
Mm-hmm.
time, I was losing my hair, and I made the ultimate sacrifice, the decision to shave it off and start be a new version of James Fury. So
Mm-hmm.
once I did that, I traveled on to Ohio to wrestle for a backyard wrestling company. Then I went to North Carolina to do like this little pro show. I think I don't even know what you call it, a pro show, yard show, whatever,
India,
bro.
India.
And then I went to
Okay.
New Jersey to do a show over there with EBW, and all
Mm-hmm.
the guys were amazing, really, really good people. It really opened my eyes a lot more about like wrestling itself.
And that's good. The farthest I ever traveled was North Carolina. I don't know if you heard of my journey when I traveled to TWF to have my dream match with
Yeah,
Caution.
yeah, I heard of
Well, to me,
that.
I never experienced anything like that. Like, sure, because MEBW, like to me, like like huge, like it's a success. Has great talent, great storylines, great matches, and they're up there.
But the one
Same
thing
with
I do want to say,
okay.
well, one thing I do want to say is like to any backyarders that's like listening to this, is like I'm not like shitting on like yarding or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that, but I do want to say that if you do want to be a pro wrestler, like just stop. Have your retirement match sometime soon, whenever
Mm-hmm.
you're ready. Actually, a retirement match like near when it's like time to hang it up, as in like when it's that age to become a pro wrestler, whatever age it is for everybody else. But I just learned that out of my days of backyard wrestling, it was just to have fun for real. Like I wish I would
Oh
never
yeah.
took it that serious,
Mm-hmm.
and just thinking about it now, like it didn't mean anything. It was fun, and it's my origin. It's part of my origin, but it just has no meaning. It didn't get me money. Was I getting paid to do that? No. And
Right.
when I go be a pro wrestler, those guys look down. Some of the guys look down on that stuff and be like, "Some, oh, what is this?" So it's like really to me, it's like no payoff to it. Just you just do it to have fun with your buddies. That's it. But
Right.
the guys out there that don't want to be a pro wrestler, have fun, be safe, keep it safe, and that's my advice for you guys.
Man, I actually like your statement because I I mean, me and my friends we created ACW like you said, it's not for money, it's to have fun, and because in back in school we weren't, I guess, any group, like how there was like the rich kids, the jock kids, whatever.
Yeah,
There was all those kinds of kids, and at the time there was like no YouTube group of kids because nowadays some high schoolers make YouTube videos, but we were kind of like the Kickstarter of that. So we made our own YouTube channel. We decided, what if we just do like trampoline moves, but we actually made that into a wrestling channel. So we actually had fun, and the thing I love about it that I never regret is that we created ACW is to bring us together and just to have great memories and have fun because that's the whole point about it.
you were very right about that. That's the whole point of it. You start bringing it together as a family and just like wrestle, eat out afterwards, like just stuff like that for real.
Right?
But
And
like
get to know
when
each
you
other,
get
like
deep,
get to know other people as well.
Yeah, that is very true. That's one of my favorite things about wrestling is that you get to meet more people as you go. It's different people, different personalities as you go. But that's what I was saying. The last thing I wanted to touch on with the backyard thing was that when
Hmm.
you're a pro wrestler and you've been wrestling for so long, like it's like you're not gonna be looking back at your backyard wrestling. You're just gonna forget about that. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I might look back at it only on the funny moments that I just thought was just
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
for
But
sure.
that's it. Everything else, I'm not looking back at that stuff. I'll
Hmm.
never look back at it. I'm just gonna look at my pro career and be like, that's that's the new wave. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. You got to
Hmm.
sacrifice some things for the greater good, and I sacrificed backyard wrestling so I can move on to the bigger picture, the real deal, the bigger stages.
Right. Because to me, I saw backyard wrestling or YouTube wrestling as well. Max Max Roman told me in his episode of Beyond the Yard that, what was he going to say? Crap. Oh, yeah. I consider, backyard wrestling as my teenager's years, how I spent my teenager's years.
Yeah, and I can relate to that honestly, man. Even though I'm basically still a teen, but you know,
Right. For sure. I mean, I'm 18 and, I still
yeah, I'm 18 too.
did some
Basically
backyard
still a
action.
teenager.
Right. Because if I wasn't like involved with like I know backyard wrestling isn't really much wrestling. It's just just kids having fun. I guess that's one way of saying it. Just having fun. That if it didn't, if I wasn't like a part of it, even though it wasn't like actually like pro wrestling, even though it was kind of like mimicking it, but not really. We just use our imagination, just had fun. I don't know how I would have done. I don't know how my life would have been, because that was part of our childhood. Even at the start, that was our childhood. Like at your first, when you first had your, backyard match or whatnot, it might not have been good or whatnot, but it was in your childhood.
Yeah, I can remember my first ever backyard wrestling match. Like, I used to wear a screen mask because I used to be insecure about my face. So
Right.
I'd wear a mask
Uh
so
huh.
nobody could see my face and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then I eventually start to grow to like my face. So, like I was a little insecurity thing, and I was I start showing my face in wrestling matches, and then I overcame that and started showing my face. But it's the little
Right.
things that people don't know though, for real, and that's one thing most people don't know.
Right. That's good. Cause what I like about YouTube wrestling or backyard wrestling is that it kind of feels like, especially our backyard wrestling, kind of feels like a show. Pretty much, it's a show. I don't think there's other ways of putting it, but just a show. Like even though like how you said earlier, like some guys make it to like the big leagues, some guys don't. To me, even though I don't ever make it to the big leagues, because I don't know if I'm sure gonna be a pro wrestler or whatnot, because it depends how my career path goes or wherever life takes me. If I'm ever, if, since I'm, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but since I'm on YouTube, like that's just good fame to have, even though it might not have good views or whatnot. It's just something good to look back to. Even though if I am 30 years old, or if I have a kid, if I show it to my son or my daughter that I traveled all the way to North Carolina just to wrestle a kid on a trampoline. It was just for fun. Like that's just something that I want to look into. Like experience.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I definitely understand that. And then the last thing I do want to touch on backyard wrestling, then we can move on to the next topic. We've been talking about backyard wrestling for
Yeah,
too
I
long.
apologize. Sorry, it's
And
just
yeah, and
it was
now
a
I want to
like
talk
you
about
said
backyard
origin.
wrestling.
Okay. Anyways, let's
Yeah,
move
but
on
the
beyond
last
that. Let's move beyond that.
look, the last I want to say one last thing
Oh,
about it,
go right ahead.
so fans know. So anytime I wrestle a match, that's like my way of coping with life because sometimes when I go through things and I'm in a high like let's see. If I'm in like a main event match, I'm gonna say main event match, man, I would wrestle like my life depends on it, man. And like
I respect
that's
that.
why that's why a lot of fans will see me at MW very, very emotional after a win or like a me crying or something like that and dramatic because that shoot, that is real. That's how I feel. So I just want the fans
That's
to know
good.
that. Like I wrestle with my whole heart. Like I'm going to die. Like that's my last match. But
Right.
let's move on to the next topic though.
All right. Any future projects that you want to try to work on for next year?
Future projects is I want to work on my pro wrestling debut. I think that's gonna be around like late 2022 though. It's gonna be
Okay.
in 2022 for sure.
Right.
Cause when I graduate, I'm going straight to pro wrestling training at the House of Truth, train my ass off, And then my gimmick, I was told not to really work on the gimmick, but like at the same time, I'm just like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna work on my gimmick and stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
have this gimmick idea. It's kind of like it's based off this movie that I like. That's really good. It's called The Collection and the Collector. I don't know if
Okay.
you heard of that, but I just recently bought the mask, and it's supposed to go with my character. So I'm gonna act like him, but I'm gonna also have split personalities and put my own kind of ideas into it along with the character from the movie because I see way too many talented wrestlers, like pro wrestlers, getting lost in the shuffle on the indie scene, or maybe even like on the big stage, just getting lost in the shuffle, even though they're very, very talented, but
Mm-hmm.
their gimmick is like it's probably like stale and like the fans are like they like you, but they're not that interested in you to like to stay onto you if that makes any sense. And I want to have a gimmick to where like I'm very interesting. I can't get stale, and if I do get stale, I'm gonna switch it up to something else to keep the fans interested because I
Mm-hmm.
have like a very, very sharp eye for pro wrestling, and I watch these podcasts, I watch all those interviews, and I really, really understand this. So if I'm boring, that means I'm not gonna get anywhere. It don't matter how talented I might be, I have to be entertaining. The
Mm-hmm.
fans have to invest in my character, invest in me, and want to pay to see me. Like if I think about it like this, if you go to a show and fans pay, if you get like a large chunk of fans pay just to see you or something like that. Say for example, Brock Lesnar, he sells out arenas alone. John Cena, he sells out arenas because he's a draw.
For
That's
real.
that's what that's what I'm talking about. Their gimmicks are over. They
Mm-hmm.
have over gimmicks. That's what I want to do. I want to be that guy to where like you see me on the card, like, oh, I'm definitely buying that. Oh, James Spears on the card. This guy's on the card, or
Mm-hmm.
even the other guys too, depending on how over it is. I want to buy it because they're on the card. Let's go, guys! And they bring their group of friends and stuff. That's how I want it. I don't want to get lost in the shuffle, and I don't think I am, to be honest, because I'm gonna be on that.
For real, because what I heard from an interview, like I think it was like somebody asked the wrestler, what advice would he give to like young wrestlers or athletes? They like I forgot the wrestler, but he said something about like kind of like do whatever it takes to get over. Like just you have to make yourself interesting because if the fans
Be
are
unique.
thrive about it, then you got their hook.
Yeah, you got to be unique from all the other wrestlers. Like this, the thing. You can be garbage in the ring, but your
Right.
gimmick can make up for it. That's the thing. Or it could be the other way around. You could be talented in the ring, but your gimmick is just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still good though. Like it can go either way. And like I don't know, man. I just see what far too many talented wrestlers that haven't made it big or anything yet or anything like that. And it's literally, I feel like it's just because the gimmick. I'm not sure, man. I gotta put the puzzle pieces together on all of this. I'm still doing my studying. I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You may be garbage, but like it's something about your character that the fans love, and if you could do something that defines you and the fans love it, then keep going for it.
Yeah, like here's a perfect example. Like I disagree with this. I disagree with this, but I'm gonna say it.
Hmm.
Some fans think that Bray Wyatt can't wrestle. Like his in ring work is terrible. I think he entertains me at least. I like his wrestling, and but his gimmick, people freaking love his gimmick, but they don't like his wrestling. I like his wrestling. I like his gimmick. His gimmick is just man, it's above this world. And his wrestling is good, but
Right.
other people just like him for his gimmick, not his wrestling. That's what I'm
Hmm.
trying to get at. You know what I mean? Your
Yeah.
gimmick can make up for all that wrestling in the ring.
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, like, well, the wrestlers are there. Like, for example, John Cena, he's good on the mic, he's good in the ring, but like sometimes, like I believe everybody knows about this. Sometimes he likes to call his spots, too loud, and he's heard. But like, people don't like get offended with that. They just take a laugh out of it, but they still like his
Yeah,
work.
yeah. John Cena, he's amazing. He's entertaining. Like people like The Rock, he can't be heel because they're too entertaining. When he was
Right.
Hollywood Rock and he was heel,
Uh
when he was
huh.
supposed to be heel, he got nobody over because he was the fans was cheering him. Nobody was
For
booing him in the crowd. Every time
Right.
he cut a promo, he was getting cheered, man.
Uh huh.
He I remember Rock versus Goldberg. I think the fans were starting to boo Goldberg because of how over The Rock was, and that match was meant to put Goldberg over.
I know. I remember that.
Yeah, they were boo. He got them to boo the other wrestler. That proves to you how over The Rock was.
I know. Like first, like you said, like Rock Maivia, he wasn't interesting. Maybe at first he was, but
Yep, he was not interested at all, bro. That gimmick was just, man.
it didn't
I
like
don't know how
fit
to
to the
feel
fans.
about
Like the
that
fans
gimmick.
didn't dig it. If that makes sense.
They digged it at first, I think.
Right, they
I
did
never
on
really
the
watched all that
debut.
old school stuff,
Hmm.
but they did. I think they digged it at first, and then they started. I think he started getting stale, and then you're like, so you know what? Skip
They did
all that,
Nation of
man. Die,
Domination.
Rocky, die.
Hmm.
Nation of Domination was. I like that. I really liked
Yeah,
that a
for
lot.
real. I thought they kind of did like a reboot, or like not necessarily reboot, but to me, I like the Hurt Business on the first go,
Well, yeah, Hurt
because
Business. I love the Hurt
for
Business.
real, like that's cool. Like MVP, like he wasn't like a full time wrestler, but even to see him as a manager and like bringing Bobby Lashley, who had like a feud with Rusev, with Lana, and like people, I don't know, they were not digging it as much. Then you had was it Alexander Rusev? I think I'm saying his name wrong.
Cedric. It says
Yeah,
Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley, and then MVP.
yeah, like those stars, they weren't like up there, like they're kind of like what mid Carters, or they were like even on
They were still
main
good.
event.
I mess with them.
Oh, true. But it's cool that they get to shine once they were MVP. Because to me, I thought they were like the next Nation of Domination because they were kicking all kinds of ass.
That is true, man. That is very, very true.
But I mean, in your opinion, let's say you're in a big league, right?
Yeah.
It could be WWE, AEW, Impact, whatever. But if you get released, I don't know if it's on purpose or accidental. Like, how would you feel about that? Like, what would be your reaction?
Honestly, my reaction would be like, if I were to get released, that tells me that I wasn't good enough to the company, and that I need to prove to myself that I can be better than I was before, so I can prove to that company that I am good and I am what I say I am, and I
Mm-hmm.
can do the things that I tell people that I can do and what I am capable of. Because you gotta like think about it like this: if you like don't get released, that means like you're valuable to that company. That means that company values you, and that means you are some type of draw, at least some type of draw, or may or may not. I'm not sure how that stuff works,
Or they
but
have like
that means
future plans for you.
they have future plans for you. And not only that, they know that the fans are behind you. Well, actually, I take that back because the fans was behind a bunch of guys like Keith Lee, and
Mm-hmm.
they just got released. But all I know is that if the company has faith in you and think that you can carry their company for the next few years, they're gonna keep you around. But if they have zero faith in you, no hope whatsoever, and you're just there, you're gonna be gone, fired.
Right. And would you say does that kind of hurt your reputation, or would you just say like you just need to step up your game better?
It wouldn't hurt my reputation at all. I look at guys like Killer Cross, like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Carrion or Killer Cross. Now he's Killer Cross, but that didn't hurt his reputation. I'm sure that gave him a shit ton of more motivation to really strive for real. And he's very talented, and he's one of my biggest motivations, and has been one of my biggest motivations since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like I would feel upset if I got released, like very upset. But I'd have to also look at like I wasn't doing my job enough, then that's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like it means. Other people have their different opinions, but I feel like if I were to get released, that means I wasn't good enough, and I have to just up my game.
Right. That's good to hear. Since you mentioned that, since you're in school right now, I believe you said you're still in school, right?
Yeah, I'm still in school.
When you graduate, like what wrestling schools are near you? Like what are they?
The only wrestling school that is near me is the school called House of Truth.
Okay.
Scarlett Bordeaux's Killer Cross's wife, she trained there. Zach Gowen from the WWE, former WWE superstar, he trained there. Alex Shelley, he's trained there. What's that guy named? Juice Robinson from New
Oh yes.
Japan, he trained there. Let's see who else. There's a couple. Oh yeah, I think his name is Dan Hansen.
Okay.
Something like that. He trained there. He's from Ring of Honor, and a couple other guys trained there.
Mm-hmm.
But getting trained by Truth Martini, that is, I've heard that it's a great experience, and I can't wait to train. I know it's not going to be easy, and I'm prepared. This is my life. I would die for wrestling, and this is one obstacle I'm going to have to overcome. I know it's going to be hard, and I know that it's going to be tough, man. I know this.
Yeah, I figured because what I learned from life is if you think you're training hard, working hard, putting those hours, there might be someone else that are doing more effort than you are, or something like that. I'm not sure if that's
Exactly.
true, but
And
try to
that's
motivate.
and that's how I look at it, man. Like this is my life, bro. Like wrestling is my life. I cannot fail. I cannot fail this training. I have to get past this training. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, this is my life, my everything. I worked so hard to get to this moment, man. I waited years and years to get to this moment, man. I've always wanted to be a pro wrestler. I just never knew if I had it in me since day one. But now I'm very confident that I do have it in me. And I'm very, very confident that I have the ability to even make it to the WWE, make it to maybe Impact, to make it to AEW. I think that I have the it factor to
Mm-hmm.
one day make it to one of those companies, or maybe even go to all of those companies at some point. But I really feel like I can do it because I have enough confidence, I have enough faith that I can do it.
And I like your story there, because we all know I forgot Matt Thunder's actual pro name, pro wrestling name. I
But
forgot
out
you
of
say.
respect for wait. Out of respect for him, don't bring that up. I don't.
No, I know. I'm trying to say his like wrestling name.
Yeah, don't say his wrestling name. Just out of respect. Even though
Okay, I
people probably
apologize.
already know it, just don't say it.
No,
I'm not
but
sure
okay,
if he wants
right.
people knowing that for real. It just
Mm-hmm.
just forget about it.
Right, that's good. No, but what I'm trying to say, like to you, like let's say, like you and I were good friends, right?
Yeah,
And I always wanted to experience, people make it up in the big leagues. Like around the friends I have, they're not really making like big dreams. Like they're not trying to like whatever. I don't know how you say it. I apologize if I keep messing up my words. But like I like I like your steps of your career. How you have to go, to school. It's like just like if I have a chance to actually see you process your dreams and one day
yeah.
you actually make it in big leagues, that would be awesome because like I could say that I knew that guy. I had a chance to talk to you and see you throughout those years of working off and making it up there. That's just great because deep down I could just say that I witnessed somebody that I know made it up there.
I appreciate that a lot, man. And like I think it's not impossible at all, man. Nothing in this
Mm-hmm.
world is impossible. Shit, if you want to become president, you can become the fucking president, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can, as long as you
Right.
put your heart into it. You can do anything. If you want to become this jack built guy, you become this jack built guy. If you want to have six pack abs, if you want to cut, bulk, or do any of that stuff, you can do it. If you want to run track, you can do it. Nothing's impossible. But the problem with the world is that we have a bunch of sheep that will sit there and tell you like, oh, if I can't do this, then that means you can't do that. No, I can do this, and I'm going to show you that I can do this. And that's what I've been doing for the past few years, showing people that I can do these things and shocking the world, shocking people that doubted me that I can do these things. I can go out and travel out and do my thing, and
Right.
entertain my fans and stuff. And I'm very, very grateful for the good fans that I have. There's some weird ones out there, but the ones that's actually like cool, supportive, not weird or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
I strongly appreciate those fans. And my message out to everybody out there that have dreams, similar dreams, is that if you fight for your dreams, man, you will get very, very far. But one thing Daniel Bryan has said that I will always stick with for the rest of my life is if you don't fight for your dreams will fight for you. So even if you want to give up, your dreams going it's going so random resiliency gonna kick in and it's just gonna be like you're not giving up, buddy, and you're gonna keep on striving, you're gonna keep on going because that's what I do every single day, no matter how hard life gets, no matter how many dark moments I have to go through. I'm gonna keep on going. I don't care how many heartbreaks, how many times I've been sad. Man, I've been through it all, betrayals from friends or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to keep on going up that mountain no matter how many people betray me on the road, no matter how many people double cross me or anything like that, man. I'm going to keep on going.
Man, I respect that. That's that's some good. That's a good statement right there. I'm just speechless because life might be tough on all of us. There might be people that are negative to us, but that doesn't mean we should give up. Just because they don't like what you're trying to do, they don't want you to achieve your dreams. That doesn't mean you have to listen to them. If you put the
Exactly.
heart and soul behind those dreams, behind you, if you put those wheels of motions, you could bank it up there.
Exactly, man. A lot of people always thinking it's impossible or it's too good to be true. No, bro. It is possible. You can do it. If you want to become a celebrity, I'm a mega star, a model,
Hmm.
you can do it, man. Like literally for me, everything bad that happens to me is just pure motivation.
Hmm.
Anything bad in my life that happens. Like I remember the death of my uncle, his name is Larry. Like I always say that in my post sometimes, like for Larry or something like that, or put it on my attire. It's cause man, meant a lot to me, bro. And I'm gonna
Hmm.
always remember him. I might even get a tattoo of him one day. Who
Hmm.
knows? But I a lot of people ask like, what does TTIWIA mean and stuff like that. It means the top is where it's at, and I will forever rep that.
Hmm.
I will forever rep that for the rest of my life because it
Yeah,
means so much to me.
like I remember when you got that tat, and that was pretty cool because I got to, like how I said earlier, like see you throughout those steps, those process. That's just pretty cool because not a lot of people know what your tat says, just like how you stated
I
earlier.
like the
But
mysterious factor to it also. That's
right.
another thing I do love about my tattoo. That it's mysterious, and then not only that, when I do post or like when I post highlights or like any clips, it's
Hmm.
like now some people might not notice, but it's always like some type of hidden meaning behind why I posted it or behind it. It's always some type of mysterious factor
Nice.
to any of my posts, and that's what I
Right.
like.
Right. Right. Man,
That's how
but
you keep. That's how you keep
yeah,
them interested. That's
for
that's
real.
one of the key ways on how to keep people interested and intrigued in you and invested in your character.
Just like the great late Roddy Piper once said, "Just when you think you know the answers, I change the questions."
I like that.
For
I
real.
like that.
Now, I feel like a lot of people could have got over, back then compared to right now. I mean, just this, how society is.
Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Some people
Right.
go through a bunch of like character changes just to find out who they really are.
Hmm.
And just like what Killer Cross said, sometimes you gotta go back to where you were to find out who you really are.
Right. Even
And that's
sometimes,
why
like in your dark moments, you could be able to find who you are.
Yeah, that is very, very true. That is the most truest shit ever because in my dark moments, that was when I really found out my true potential in life, what I was capable of.
Uh huh. But we just have to, focus on what's the future. Never look back. I mean, you could look back sometimes, but the main focus is
I will
looking towards the
never look
future.
back, man. I will always look forward and
Uh
keep
huh.
on going no matter what. And I'm just gonna keep on going on the gas, no brakes.
I like that. Like to me, since I'm a galloper and I'm a jockey, like in a horse race, you don't want to look back too much because you want to look what's on your future. Sometimes I'll look back. I mean, I'm using this as speech. I'm not saying this like I'll use this in an actual race, but I'll look back to see how far I got in. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna keep going forward
Okay, okay, I like that.
because the future isn't here. I mean, the finish line isn't here. The future's the finish line, and what we're doing is what to get us there to the finish line.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I mean, I
And
like.
not only
Uh
that,
huh.
when I work out and stuff, like sometimes I work out angry as hell because it just helps. And then
Right.
not only that, like it's also a coping mechanism, and that's for everybody. I'm speaking for all the guys out there and even girls.
Uh
But
huh.
another thing is that you gotta think about this. When you work out, man, you can't be going in there working out like talking with your friends and stuff like that. Oh, what's up, man? Having a whole conversation. No, quit that. Stop. Just stop. You
For
go in
real.
there like you a World War II. Ain't no talking, bro. You talk for 1 second, hey, bye. Then you start working out. Next time you talk to your friend is when you get done working out. Because when I'm training to fucking die, bro. I'm
Hmm.
not going in there like it's some carnival ride. I'm going in there to fucking die, bro. That's the point of my training.
Hmm. Because the gym is what helps you build up. Like for example, like I seen your body transformation, and like there's a huge improvement. Like I wouldn't like fight this guy like in the parking lot, no sir. But like how I'm saying earlier, like you seem interested, especially with that body physique you have. You have what it takes, but you're not stopping there. Like you're gonna keep going and get more bigger, hopefully, and you're gonna be like an unstoppable force, the next big thing in professional wrestling.
Yeah, man, I do truly believe that. Like, this is not no me being cocky or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do truly believe that I can be the next big thing in professional wrestling, and that I will go into extreme heights as long as I
Mm-hmm.
put my mind and just passion into everything I do, which I will.
Right. Sure, like how you said, you don't want to be cocky, but remember, like you could use that as confidence because there's a difference between being cocky and being confident.
That okay, okay. That
Like,
that is very true.
like when you're working out, let's say, like like I don't know how you work out. Like I thought that you talk to yourself. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know how people do it, but like maybe you could like self talk to yourself. Like you could say that I'm gonna be the next big thing. You're not saying that to
Sometimes
be
I do
cocky.
talk to myself.
Okay.
Sometimes I do talk to
Mm-hmm.
myself when I work out, but it's not
Right.
like loud talking. It's like
Yeah.
in my head or
Mm-hmm.
just silently, like, oh, like it's only like short words. Like, say if it's like I'm very drained from lifting, and I'm about to like, because sometimes when I'm working out, I just get this random resilient like adrenaline booster, like out of nowhere. It just because I only get these moments when I think about like the pain I went through, and then I
Mm-hmm.
just start lifting more and more and more. So no matter how much that shit like fucking I wouldn't say hurt. No matter
Okay.
how tired I am, I'm gonna say that. No matter how tired I am and can't lift no more, cause I be shaking. Like I be shaking. I'm just like I can go two more.
For real. But that's cool that you got to have a different body physique. You may have different look, and you have big plans next year. And we just have to wait and see what happens in 2022.
Yeah, man. Like I always say, pain is what makes us who we are at the end of the day. Without pain, without sacrifice, we have nothing, and that's just a fact. And then now that this world is not, it's not. We have the strong and we have the weak in
Mm-hmm.
today's generation. Well, not just today's generation, but it's just in life.
Mm-hmm.
And only the strong will survive. The weak, they get hit by one rocket, they're down. The
Mm-hmm.
strong, they get hit by multiple rockets, they keep getting back up. They don't know how to give up.
Right.
And you can, and it's very much possible to go from weak to strong because I
Mm-hmm.
used to be weak. That's the
Okay.
thing. I used to be one of the weak ones
Mm-hmm.
where I get hit by one rocket and I'm just out of it, man. Not too many people come back from a heartbreak and
Uh-huh.
start working out and change their life around. Not too many people like that. Some people they get heartbroken, they get life just knocking them straight down, and they're just like, I give up, man, and just continue with life. Nothing changes.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being the same version of yourself for years and years and hasn't and nothing about you has changed at all. Nothing about your appearance or just anything. Me, I changed. I reinvented myself and I was reincarnated. That's what happened to me because you wanna know why? Because if it wasn't for pain that I had to go through in 2020, man, I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
as motivated to work out. And that's just
Right.
me speaking with brutal honesty. I wouldn't be as motivated. I would be lazy in the gym and I wouldn't be working out with pain because I have no. You gotta think like this, guys, guys and girls, women. When you went through stuff, you have a reason to work out. You have a why. You have your whys. But people that has life handed to them, they're happy all the time, and they didn't go through anything. They don't know nothing about real pain. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have a why. That's the reason why they're not as motivated as I am to work out, because they don't have no why. They're handed everything in life, and they don't have to work for it all or anything like that. There's people out there like that, man, that actually they got it all. They born rich, or they just born into a happy family where like they love them and stuff. They don't
Mm-hmm.
gotta really work for anything, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I gotta work for everything. I gotta buy my own deodorant, buy my own food, my
Mm-hmm.
steak and everything. I buy everything I own, my shoes, Xbox, all that, man, TV, bed, all that. There's not a single thing in my room that I do not pay for. I pay for my own acne stuff, for like my face creams, my shaving products. I shave my head with a real blade, not a razor. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing, but it's a blade. Like it's a blade, and it's very
Right.
sharp. But
Uh-huh.
that's what makes me who I am though, and that's what's gonna motivate me for the next couple years until the
Mm-hmm.
day I die. And I'm not gonna stop working out till the day I hit the grave. The day I stop working out is when I hit that grave and I'm dead, bro. But other than that, bro, to wrap up what I'm talking about right now, because I want to go, I can go on and on,
Right.
is that
Uh-huh.
anybody out there that's going through a hard time, you're losing friends, you lost a girlfriend, family member died, bro, don't stop working out. And if you don't work out, start working out and make a change. 2022 is around the corner, and all my brothers and sisters out there, I'm rooting for all of you, and I believe in every single one of you. Fight for your dreams, fight for your goals, and change yourself. Because no matter who may tell you you're not all that, no matter who may tell you that you're ugly or anything like that, trust me, throughout my middle school and elementary days, I got called ugly all the time, man. All the time.
I
As
felt that.
long you can, you don't have to be the most attractive person to make it in this world. Just so you know,
Mm-hmm.
you can have the most beautiful appearance. You all you gotta do is put on a suit and you will look great. Put on a suit or just alter your appearance and you will look like $1 million. Don't matter how you might look. You will look like $1 million fucking bucks as long as you just alter your appearance just a little bit.
Even if you show a
And
smile, because smile shows,
smiles,
characteristic.
yes, smiles, personality, all that. All you have to do is alter your appearance and work out, hit the gym or something like that. And I promise you, you will find the one day faster if not. But everybody finds the one at some point. But that's not the point. The point is pain is what makes us who we are. Pain
Mm-hmm.
is what motivates us, but it doesn't motivate everybody. Remember that you cannot wake up and you cannot save the whole world. I have tried to save other people, but it doesn't work. This world is not meant to. It's not meant to save everybody. Only a selected few can be saved. You can save them, and they will listen to you and pretty much be like, you know what, I am going to make a change. I'm going to be a better version of myself this year, and I'm going to start working out. I'm going to do these things, make my own business, and all that other stuff. Now, the final thing I'm going to say to sum this up is that I don't agree with the 9 to 5 life.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I don't. I don't agree with that, and I don't want to live that life for the rest of my life. I'm living it
Okay.
now so I can get my money up. Then I go be a pro wrestler, and then
Right.
whatever life takes me from there. Because I love acting, and acting is also one of my side hobbies that I like to do. Because I have an
For real.
audition in January, so wrestling and acting is my top two priorities. Well, top one priorities. They both in the same category. But
Mm-hmm.
one day I want to be able to work for myself, you know what I mean, and motivate the world. And I plan on making a TTIWI brand to motivate everybody, kind of like the Rock's the Rock Project. I think it's called the Project Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
The shirts he sell, and when you and people wear it to the gym, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want people to wear TTIWI to the gym and be motivated. I want that to become like something big and even make like a pair of headphones that say TTIWI on it,
That would be
stuff like
badass.
that. But ultimately, man, anything is possible, guys. Just remember that. And if you want more motivational stuff, man, follow me on the Instagram, James Fury with
The
two
link will be down
Y's.
in the description.
Yep, and then if you want to stay tuned with like my wrestling and stuff, it's on there and my YouTube channel.
That's good to hear. And just to wrap things up, I just want to say this, even though this was from a movie, It's not who I am underneath. It's what I do that defines us.
I
Batman
like that.
Begins,
I
2005,
like that a
Christian
lot.
Bale.
I like that a lot.
Because to me, like when I watched the Dark Knight trilogy, like it shows Bruce Wayne in pain. Like he lost his parents. In the second film, he lost the person he loved. And the third film, you know,
My parents
he was
wasn't
hurt
always the most
physically.
supportive either. So
Hmm.
like like the thing is with me, like, another thing that motivates me is that my mom wasn't always the most supportive for real.
Hmm.
Like with my wrestling, when it comes to my wrestling at least, and that, oof, man, that hurts. But I mean, I look at it as motivation, man. I don't expect her to support her or anything like that, but
Hmm.
it'll always be motivation to me.
Right. But if you like it, if you love it, that's what matters because it's self love. Self love is everything.
That is very true, man. And always know everybody and all my brothers and sisters know your fucking worth. Know your worth. This is your life, your fucking rules. You go by your rules. You work for yourself.
Hmm.
Don't go by anybody else's rules. That
It's your life.
I just wanna tell everybody that, and yeah, man, this is your life, your rules, man.
Hmm.
Get out of the 9 to 5. Save yourself. Get out of it as soon as possible. If you got the opportunity to get out of it, you need to get out.
Explore the world. Do what
Explore the
defines you, pretty
world.
much. All right, James. I just want to say thank you for being on this episode. Hopefully on Christmas, if it's uploaded on Christmas. Thank you for being on this episode. I just feel honored for you to be on my show. It's just thank you, like no other words, but thank you.
No problem, man. And if this is on Christmas, Merry Christmas, brothers and sisters. Hope you have a blessed holiday.
And any last words before you head out?
I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know.
That's fine by me. And hopefully everybody enjoys this episode. And don't forget to check out his info. The link should be down in the description. And follow his journey because nothing is stopping him until he reaches to the top. Even when he reaches to the top, he won't stop.
Goddamn right about that, man. Stay tuned, y'all.
And y'all have a good night. Thank you guys.